Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
It's that time again. Everyone's having fun with the channel alerts today. It's that time again where we gather to read the fan mail with our good friends, Mr. James Vivian Heaney and Morgan Summer Christensen. Hello, boys.
It's me, Big Morgs. Hey guys, it's me, Big Morgs. Does that sound better?
Sounds beautiful.
It does.
It's like those ASMR videos, which we should probably do more of, featuring.
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was asthma.
No, asthma is the thing you get when you inhale too much dust, and
That's your wizard drug dealer, Asmer.
Asthma, the wizard drug dealer.
Also good friends with Ted, the party wizard.
Spartan,
I loved that character.
We actually had very little technical difficulties apart from having to recrop James's camera. We just turned up late. So
That's my bad.
it is what it is. Good morning, Zach.
Does Morgan not know that I was up?
Well, you were both late, it's true.
Yeah, but if Morgan doesn't know that, I don't think
Well, he knows now because you just said it.
Damn it. Reality.
Good.
Well,
Yep.
I have nothing important to say. I was just going to say that I was all ready, except I forgot that my earphones were plugged in, were packed up. So I had to like go through all my shit from Sedona and look for earphones. Ugh. Gross.
I moved my PC maybe 3 feet, and I had to redo everything, all my wiring.
Well, that's half the distance of your apartment.
Yeah, I had to move it across the room.
Across the room, all 3 feet.
I will come in with some announcements then. First of all, thank you very much to Mikey for his continued hard work on the website. Apart from fixing a bunch of bugs and other things of that nature, there's also a new feature. The new feature is called Polls, and it's a bit like...
Wait a second.
Hello. Yes.
We have a website?
It's funny.
Oh, sorry.
No, I think this polls feature might be quite useful because it will allow us to run polls. So if we wanted to poll the audience, we can basically set up a poll and you can share the link and then everyone can go and vote.
YouTube polls?
Yeah, pretty much, but it's on GameFront.com instead. So if you go to GameFront.com and click on the community option...
private polls.
Well, they're public, so like if you create a poll, anyone can see and vote on your poll. But, you know... Be careful about making your poll public, but yeah, you can go on the community tab.
A lot of people's careers have gone down the drain making their poll public. You know?
Oh, Mikey says you have to be logged in to the website in order to be able to see the polls. So that is Mikey trying to bait for new membership signups, I guess.
That's great.
Anyway,
good reason.
the other thing I was going to mention is Kamikaze Ice just brought up the fact that AEW Fight Forever, I believe it's called, is out now.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
So
yeah, but
it's you don't like wrestling.
But
I mean, how many of those games are they coming out with? I thought they got the best one last time.
no,
WWE 2K23 is also out. So I feel like there's an opportunity to compare them, to play them. GPW?
they should be compared. I have a feeling that the AEW game's not that good.
Then check this out.
Guys, you're going to have to chill on the channel alerts because we can't run the show with the channel alerts on like this.
Let them fly.
We haven't. How have you accumulated all these points? We haven't even been streaming for months.
They've been sitting on them for years.
It's wild. I reckon I haven't played AEW Fight Forever yet, so I don't know how customizable it is. The nice thing about WWE 2K whatever is the fact that you can do custom arena and custom wrestlers and custom everything else. Like, it's very customizable, and that's why when we did GPW, it felt like almost like it was a real show, apart from the fact that we changed towns every match.
Did you check out the that action arcade wrestling?
Oh yeah, you mentioned that as well. We should probably throw that into the mix. I did take a look at the trailer
Make that
for
part of the
Instinct,
comparison video.
Well, no, because
Yeah, well, it's like WCW versus NWO with like upgraded graphics, but you can also customize and stuff. But it's the gameplay wasn't as fun as I was expecting, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I think there will be some wrestling content because I'm determined to do it in the near future. What it looks like, I don't know. I went back and watched some of our GPW the other day because it's been a year, since we did it, and it was pretty good. It was pretty funny.
GPW?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. Too bad people didn't like it.
No, they did. The first one had nearly 1,000 views.
1,000?
I know.
Well, I'll be retiring soon then.
man, the
You
enthusiasm, you can
for every one of those
feel
1,000 views.
you'd have 1,000 pence.
Pennies, which would be $10. Oh.
Yep. That's pretty much what we earned off it.
Which is about 980 dollars.
After,
But here's
then,
the thing.
and then you got to
How
factor
many
tax.
how many times in your life have you performed in front of 1,000 people?
Lots.
Not lots. Come on.
Live? Yeah,
I'd say
lots.
100 times.
When I used to get on Stickam, I'd have 10,000 people watching me.
But how many times did you do that?
Every Thursday for like a year and a half.
So a little less than 100.
The guy
just
has
saying.
hundreds of thousands of people looking at his costumes on Epic Rap Battles, doesn't he? So I mean, depends how you define in front of.
I think that having 1,000 people watch the GameFront wrestling show is not something to scoff at. Sure, we'd like it to be 1 million.
Yeah, but you were spending all weekend making those goddamn videos.
Yeah. No, I wasn't.
I'm not suggesting we bring it back on a permanent basis,
put
but
hours into each one of those.
It would be nice to do
I think
the
you
odd
can
one.
be proud of it, even though it doesn't have big numbers.
I love it.
You
It's
can still
great.
be proud of it.
Not worth continuing.
I'm not
No,
going
even
to twist your arm to continue it.
on a rare occasion, like new game comes out, should we just do one? Just one? One?
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm just saying,
We don't have to have any promises.
Would you not want to do? Would you
a-
not want to do just the one episode? Not saying do it every week, just do it once, occasionally.
GPW?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I guess I'm always down for it.
There you go. You heard it here, folks. It's locked in.
I mean, I guess we'll have to look at AEW. I'm sure there has to be customization.
There is a poll up, and there seems to be some shenanigans going on because it's a Twitch poll, not the poll feature. There's 95 votes to bring back GPW for a season 2 when there's only 17 people watching. So I think this is further abuse of the channel point system and or Mikey.
The kind of poll you can expect on GameFront.
Do you remember back in I'm pretty sure this was a story I heard, but like in the early 2000s when WCW kind of hit its really bad point when it was like at a really dark ebb, and I think there was a poll up on the WCW website which was something along the lines of who did you want to see win the WCW championship, and the answers were like Sting and Hulk Hogan, and if you voted for Sting it added 2 points to Hulk Hogan's.
Oh God,
that's how bad it was. That is apparently a true story. Anyway, is there anything else? Any other announcements? All good.
Yeah, Pell, they killed your baby.
Live update from Zach. He's sat in a beach house somewhere with a dog. The dog looks happy. Zach looks high. So that's good to know.
Zach, do you notice anything interesting about me, or?
Zach is not here, but
Oh,
he might be in the
I
chat.
thought he was here for a sec.
He was in. Yeah, maybe. Are you wearing a hat?
No.
You headphones?
I've had one of his Instagram pictures as my background for like a month. I've been waiting for him to notice.
Well, he takes and shares that many that he probably doesn't remember taking the picture, to be honest.
It's been like a month.
What is the picture of? Is that LA or is it Hawaii or?
No, it's some island out in the middle of the Pacific. I don't know.
Cool. Should we do some comments?
Yes,
Let's
we
do
should.
it. Trek to Yomi. Now I played this game, on my own time, and it was fun for about 45 minutes, and then I was like, oh, I'm over this combat.
Yeah, I really liked the art style of it, but
Yeah.
when I was done and I realized how many other games I had to try on the PS5, I couldn't muster up the drive to get back in because of exactly what you're saying. And I had heard other people say that it doesn't get much better; it just stays that way, and you continue the story. Which the story, while interesting, feels so.
Would you
uh,
like those old samurai movies?
I've never given those old samurai movies a chance, honestly. But after playing that game, so I guess what I can give credit to is after that game, I ended up turning on I think it was called The Age of the Samurai. It's a documentary on Netflix, and it was really good. So it perked my interest. I don't know a lot about the samurais.
You should check out Zatoichi, the blind samurai. There's like 18 movies or something like that, and they're available on HBO. But start at the beginning.
Are they based on true stories?
I don't know, man. It's got this. I doubt it. The guy's a blind samurai, but he's sick. He's like a yakuza or ex-yakuza ronin, and he's like just out by himself, and like he's like I don't know, he's sick, but he plays the same character from the 60s all the way into the late 80s. They make
Oh,
18
wow.
movies with this guy, and he's amazing. So I would check that out. And then there's all the Kurosawa stuff that is like more regular.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
They're really good. I don't know. Maybe you won't like it.
For the video game, and I think I mentioned this in the gameplay, or I might have mentioned it afterwards to you, but like I usually, when I'm watching movies that are in a foreign language, I like to listen to the original language and read the subtitles. It
Yep.
just makes me, I feel like I get a better connection to the characters and their emotions or whatever.
Subs, not
But in
dubs.
this, yeah, but in this, like, it was impossible for me to play the game and read read the subtitles at the same time that I was playing the game. I was just like, I was really struggling with that. I can do
Yeah.
one or the other. I can either play the game or listen to the subtitles
Yeah.
or read the subtitles.
Hill says they're
yeah,
based on
if
true
you can't read fast,
stories.
it'd be hard. Yeah, like there were samurai, so they're all kind of based on a true story.
He's
I
based.
mean, just as much as Cocaine Bear is based off a true story.
Well, he says he's talking about. He says it's based the story of life. One, I don't know what Ronin means. Guy named Takeshi Kitano. Do you mean the Takeshi Kitano, as in?
Ronin is a house of samurai.
Yeah. Because wasn't Takeshi Kitano the guy who made that really, really, really crazy, difficult video game back in the 80s? And then obviously like Takeshi's Castle.
Tom Cruise was a samurai. That's right.
Oh no, that's I remember
he was
that.
he was the last one.
But is that just like appropriation, or was there really a white guy from America that was the last samurai?
I mean, he wasn't the last samurai, but I think that it's based off of a real thing.
True story. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Ulasars.net number 6564 says, why is the screen capture misaligned? It's very disorientating.
Oh God.
Having said that, this was a really cool video and a very intriguing game.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of quality control that we're looking for.
Well,
the new GameFront era.
you know what it is, and that problem will be fixed. I was recording that in Sedona, and I had no idea that this happened. But the TV is so old, but it does have an HDMI out, that the borders are cut off. So when the game started up, it asked me to shape the video to make the corners be lined up, and I did. And what ended up happening is then when I went to the recording, the screen had shrank, if that makes sense. And I didn't really realize it because when I was looking at the TV, it was the correct size. But what was happening is the output to the capture device, like, it was capturing the whole thing, so it was putting the black on the edges.
Cool.
That's something you only have to learn once, you know? So all the other videos I recorded in Sedona don't have that black box around it. And now that I'm back, which is a good thing we're bringing this up now, I have to change the display back for my regular TV. Otherwise, we're going to have the opposite problem, which might not be as noticeable because it'll just be a little ring around the TV that you just don't see and you never knew you were missing it.
Cool.
Okay, things are going to go wrong.
Brad Hahn. So with the PS5, you can give us a remake of ripping your shirt off. I mean, Demon Souls.
Mm-hmm. I definitely want to play Demon Souls. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to do it. Because I don't think that, like, Demon Souls, I don't think should be done solo. And I don't think I can ever talk Morgan into playing another Souls game with me.
No, that
Yeah.
ship has sailed.
Yeah.
I'm on a mic. So great. So great you got the PS5. Make sure to get your Plus membership and have access to lures of great games.
And I
You
did
get
get the Plus membership. Yes, I did.
Nice. Said 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, James. Love seeing you play random games.
And there are some random games that I play this in the week that I was in Sedona.
Lots of random games. Cool. The Elden Ring 119.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a
All
tough
the air
one?
coming out of my body.
Was this?
They always are.
But was there something especially tough about 119?
Well,
They
that's because
always are.
this is the first encounter with Dragon Lord Placid You Sucks.
Placidio, yes. That's what I'm calling him.
Placid You Sucks is, I think, how you pronounce it.
Dragon Lord
yeah.
Placidio sucks. More like, hey,
Yeah,
James.
I don't- Exactly. I hated that dragon. I honestly thought that I was done fighting hard dragons.
No, you haven't even
I don't
started. You've
know.
only just finished the tutorial, James. You've got tons of it to go yet.
If I hear that one more time, I'm going to bust all my fucking teeth out.
Dark Page 2016. Hey, James, do you think a hot dog should be considered a sandwich?
Ooh.
Is a bowl of cereal soup, is what
That's
Brad
one
Hahn
question
says.
at a time.
Well, I'm trying to get all the information I can.
Is a
because
hot dog a sandwich?
That's a good question.
a
It's
hot
meat.
dog
It's
in
meat between
itself is
two
not a
slices of
sandwich.
bread. I mean, if you
Well,
take
no,
one slice of bread,
the hot dog itself is just the meat. A hot dog can be considered a sandwich if you put it
Ah.
between two pieces of bread.
so if hot dog in a bun is really a hot dog sandwich, but a hot dog can be eaten alone.
So the major
But
problem
the
with
thing
that
is
being
when I make
sandwich,
a hot dog sandwich, I use regular bread and I cut 3 or 4 hot dogs in half.
It's
Make
just
a
as good.
flat layer of hot dog.
that's not bad, especially because then you have more surface area to cut that to cook that hot dog and get the insides crispies. I would say that they are not. They're on many levels not a sandwich.
Yeah, there
But
is.
they can be, but it takes magic.
The next one is the one that blows my mind. Is a bowl of cereal a soup?
I do think it is a
Because-
soup. I think it's a cold soup.
I disagree because
What?
whereas a hot dog in a hot dog bun could be considered a sandwich, as in it's meat in between two pieces of bread, which is the definition of a sandwich. Well, doesn't have to be meat, but some kind of filling. A soup, doesn't a soup have to have been brewed? Don't you have to really let a soup
No.
kind of sit?
Gazpacho.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't. No, I'm not saying it has to be hot. I'm saying it has to be
Zach,
I'm
we
saying
all said gazpacho at the same time.
I'm saying it has to be. Oh, you don't combine gazpacho soup with last minute. It's all prepared before time. That's what I mean. So a soup has to be something where you kind of mix it all in.
Well, if you're
and then
using
you have to
milk,
let it, you have to let it sit and settle,
that's
right?
been definitely sterilized and prepared. If you're using, I think that
Yeah, they gotta hide all the pus and blood in there, so they have to kill all the
get that
bacteria
RSPT out of there.
and the cow shit out of there.
Uh-huh.
Or not out of there, but kill the bacteria that would hurt you, and then you just drink the
you
cow
just drink
shit.
it anyway.
All I'm saying is that a bowl of cereal is literally just a cornflakes with milk poured on top. They're not really mixing together, whereas the definition of a soup is something that's been blended and mixed together and allowed to kind
What
of
I'm
settle in
saying,
that way.
Danny,
Yeah.
is the difference between alphabet cereal and alphabet soup is
Ooh.
just the broth.
I mean that's a very good,
Well,
very good
but
counter
there's a
argument, I
different
guess.
kind of noodles. One's grain, probably one's made of egg. I don't know, but it's a different kind of noodle. It's
Do you-
a cereal noodle.
Do you eat a lot of alphabet-shaped foods?
But then
I hate alphabet soup.
we're saying it's the liquid that matters, but are we saying that a clam chowder is not because it's milk based? That's not a soup. I mean, it is chowder. I guess it would be the easy answer.
Well, is chowder not soup? That's crazy if you say it's not. I
don't
get it out of
know.
a soup can.
I'm going to
That's where I
Google
get my
definition of
beans.
soup.
It's a soup.
That's meat soup, baby. All right. So then Brad Houghton comes in. I don't know if this is coincidence or the algorithm is reading these comments, but YouTube just recommended me a video that explains how a hot dog is actually a taco.
Wow. Mind blown. Jesus.
It's an American taco.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
tacos are
maybe.
American.
Yeah.
Are they?
Well,
They're from the
Oh.
Americas, you sicko.
Oh, yeah.
Ameri-
God, I'm ignorant.
Oh,
Why did I
okay.
go to public schools growing up? It's
I
just
went
so
to public school,
unfortunate.
too.
is
I
a hot
probably
dog
could have been so smart.
is a hot dog really a sub though, Dark Beige? Because when you cut a submarine sandwich, you kind of cut it down the
Middle?
Just like a
down
hot
middle,
dog.
right? But you
Yeah,
cut
but
you
a
cut
sub
hot
is a
dog bun along the
sandwich. It's
top,
a
right?
type of sandwich. A sub is a type of sandwich. So this is a chowder's a
you-
soup, sub is a sandwich.
Could you imagine the ridiculousness of a Subway sandwich if you instead of cut it vertically
long
or like,
ways.
just cut
Yeah,
it
you
one
cut it-
time
cut
right
it-
through the
yeah,
middle
that's
and
what
put
I'm
You'd just be
everything?
wearing it. It would be everywhere.
Oh,
jeez.
God.
I'm
That'd
happy
be
to
good.
say I will agree that a hot dog is a sandwich and a taco, and that milk is a soup.
The hot dog is not a taco.
Okay.
I'll die on that hill.
But could you make a taco in a hot dog bun?
Could you put hot dogs
No,
in a
because
taco?
that'd be a torta, which is a sandwich.
Oh, you're right.
Come at me.
God, you're so smart, Morgan.
The guy's genius. I'm glad you're here to
He's
keep
a
us all
goddamn
together.
genius over there.
But Zach says milk is not a soup. Hot dog is a taco.
Hot dog is not a taco.
But is
Zach
milk a
is not
soup?
from the Americas, so he can't weigh in on this.
Danger Dad
All right,
2639.
Steve the Ghost. So if I use oat milk, which is an extraction of flavors in water, does that
That's
make
what
the
I use,
soup?
and it's the best milk. Yes,
That would make the cereal a soup by that definition.
I think so. I think so.
Well, if you're going to do crazy
I
things,
would argue that oat milk is the best milk in the world for multiple reasons. Taste, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's got to be the least environmentally impacted, with exception of possibly rice milk.
Oats still have milk. Boom, roasted. Dumb.
What?
Oats
well,
don't
a
have
lot of
milk.
people are saying oat milk is
I'm
not
talking
milk.
about the
but-
oat extraction. And it's
Yeah.
not freaking milk. Yeah, these tears are what I feed on. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
milk. Give it to me.
Okay.
Put oat drink on it. See if I don't still pour it all over my body. See if I don't.
Have you seen Oats with others? I mean, yeah, you're riling up the chat again. So let's. Danger Dad says, "Lol. If there was an insanely strong dragon slaying weapon in your inventory, that would make this boss way easy. If only you had that weapon leveled up to the max. If only you had the bubble gun one. But you do, don't you?
Jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
could've
have
used
it.
that.
I
The
could have
whole
used
time.
that the whole time. Oh,
I think that's the hint.
Ew, Spartan, that milk is nasty. Have you seen that little video with the bug milk? that
What do
makes
they
it- I don't know
actually
if
have?
it's
Is
cockroaches.
cockroach milk real?
not
please
cock-
don't
it's some
say
kind of
those
a-
words together.
It's some kind of beetle, and they froth it up
Eh.
because it has some kind of milky.
Oh God, it's really making me sick. Please.
and then they like the scientists make ice cream out of it, and then they're feeding it to people outside, and the people are like, "This is a what?"
What is the point of
They're like
this?
pretending like they're not disgusted. Because we can't have enough cows to feed everybody milk.
No,
Mhm.
that will
Not without just nuking the world.
If we were to do that, you'd see temperatures rise every year to historic points. It would be crazy to keep doing that.
You mean the day-to-day records that we've been
Just
holding
like
for, the
that. It would be
last-
just like that. It would be just like that.
Mhm.
It was almost 120 degrees when I drove to Sedona,
The thing
and then
is,
it was
Spartan,
116
don't go to
on the way home.
Arizona. I was in the desert. It was so hot. Get out of here.
You're
It's
so
hot in the
smart. I don't understand this. I gotta have you around more often.
I can't believe how hot in the desert it was.
Why does it have to be milk on cornflakes?
Huh?
Why do we
It
have
can
to
be-
put milk on cornflakes? Why can't we just put, orange
Oat
juice
drink?
or oat drink?
I mean, I've done it. You've never been poor before, Danny? Yeah, I've done orange juice on.
That's what I mean. I
Jeez,
think that orange
is
juice.
way more expensive. Kool-Aid and orange.
Well,
Kool-Aid
you-
Not
and
when you get it from
cornflakes.
the
Now, that's a poor
government. They used
person
to give
drink.
you those frozen things.
Oh,
tomato
that's
juice.
not orange juice. That's orange drink for sure.
Well, the government gives it to you. It's real cheap.
You wouldn't do it with
It's
sugar
real
cereal.
cheap in the government.
You would put orange juice on, I don't know, Weetabix or something like that. It might work quite nicely.
Weetabix? What the hell is that?
It's like
It's those bricks.
it's like bricks of wheat.
No.
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
wheat-
shredded wheat?
shredded wheat.
Well, it's kind of
God,
the
those
similar
are good.
stuff, but it's kind of in a big brick. Think of it as just a block of that.
Elmana Mike, almost poetic. Ralph Murphy 1659. If Tish stayed next to that healing item, it would heal her, but this isn't part of her AI. Mikhail Rose, shh, don't ruin the fun. Mikhail Rose, that weapon is unbelievably stupid.
Probably could have saved like 30 deaths. Is that how many times I died to the dragon?
I don't know, not enough if you ask me.
Well, you're on like 900 and something now, right? Like you're gonna bust 1,000
Oh, yeah.
easy peasy.
There's no way I'm gonna bust 1,000.
Chris Days 2134. There is nothing wrong with using the mimic on your 10th attempt. Good luck, 5743.
Do you want to watch that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God! I dodged all those lightning bolts. So this will be my last
You
try
mean-
for sure. It's 56 minutes. Sorry.
You didn't stand still and let them hit you?
No, I did not.
I'm gonna send you this
we're-
video.
I'm wearing the same shirt again.
Kamikaze 1752. Here, James has quite a poop take. Praise
Praise
the
the
sun.
Praise the sun.
Are you sure about that?
1752.
Christ, James knew what that was.
I remember
Praise the sun
the
since
sun.
before you were born. So.
Praise the sun.
You're out of all of the toxic mushrooms.
What the frick is happening here?
Maybe that's
Um,
a pot.
I don't think using pots is what you need to do. I think you just need to fight him. Hot take.
Yeah.
It
Wait,
sounds.
oh,
It did seem
no,
like you
did
were.
something
You were.
kill
Yeah.
them?
It did seem like you were taking a crap.
Either shitting or creaming my pants.
Why would when they developed Elden Ring? Why did they make it impossible to write the words "Praise the Sun"?
Hmm.
Because that's all you would see.
But
I
then
mean,
all
I
people
just
say,
now noticed
saw
that I don't
instead
see
was
finger butthole very
finger
much.
butthole.
Try butthole fingers.
Then
Yeah.
check this
I don't
out.
see that anymore.
They must have found a way to clean it up, clear it up. I'm scrolling. Relax.
Ula Sales Botnet 6564 plus respect for James for having no quit in him and sticking with the plastics fight despite Morgan's taunting. I never respect for James. Well, minus respect for James for coming up with a lily livered excuse to try and justify his Sekiro shame. Kamikaze Ice, you put your left leg in, you put your left leg out, you put your left leg in and shake it all about. You do the heeny weenie and you tune yourself about. That's what it's all about.
That's not
Turn
funny.
yourself around. That's what it's all about. I'm on a mic likes it. Majoran Thunder, I'd really like to see James beat Sekiro, but without running back to the bonfire every time he loses a life, so his playthrough is technically deathless. I'm on a mic. Sekiro and Hollow Knight as well. Yeah, you can play Sekiro now, right?
I mean,
we have it on the
technically,
PC.
I think Sekiro would be fine on my laptop. It was my old PC that didn't work with it.
Did.
Maybe I have it. I would have to buy it on PlayStation, but I have it on computer.
We've got it on
Steam.
the GameFront account too.
Well, I also have it, so
Yeah, but we have it too.
maybe it'll be better if I play the Gamefront one.
I'm on a mic 4530. Hour 3 and 45 epic. Great content, guys, as always. Final boss is around the corner. Same as 1,000 deaths. What would come first? Finish the game, 1,000 deaths, or 2024? Lol. What's that? 4530. No comment. Just the
Okay.
you've got them.
Probably some kind of fall-related death.
It's just me like ramming this thing in his butt. Look at how much it's raising my health. Oh,
Cool.
I mean, that's what happens when you try and
Yeah, you were right. I was wrong. I know when to admit that I was wrong.
I don't. Here's where I think you're wrong.
103.45.
Wow. Here's where I think you're wrong. I'm already mad. We haven't started.
These are all things from the past, Morgan. You can't hold this against me. Oh. God damn it.
Oh yeah, he gets hit every time. Watch.
Don't watch this.
Wait, one more, I think.
Oh, no.
Sorry. That was tough to watch. Zero dodge.
Jesus.
Oh. Alright, I'm back. Ray Azteca 009. James should just watch how Tish fights and mimic her. In the sense of going in and fighting instead of doing his long range crap that he does. He should have spec'd as a sorcerer if he wanted to go long range. Preach. Mikhail Rose, beautiful episode. So glad this game can still give Jeb some hard fights. Morgan, looking handsome and loved your vibe. Oh, thanks, Mikhail Rose.
I don't know. It's an okay comment.
You didn't think that I looked handsym.
I thought your vibe was good. Your vibe was real good.
Yeah, I'm feeling this vibe. I'm just trying to hold it together during these things. It's tough.
It seems that James's flaws can transcend individual games because, and this is Rogue Legacy 2, and Kamikaze Ice would like to point out that at 10 minutes and 52, the blue line strikes again.
Oh no, can I see it? I want to see it.
You don't need to see it. You get it. You know what happened.
What
Have you
did-
played Rogue Legacy 2 yet?
James in the multiverse.
What did you do, James? I turned the quality up here. Let's have a look.
No mana. Oh my god, look at how stupid I'm being.
Is there actually a blue line?
There's not a
Oh,
blue line. but
there's some blue text that says no
I mean,
mana.
I guess the line is just the divider line.
That's
Oh, man.
that's the line, I guess, technically speaking.
I know I'm gonna be in the outside of this, but I don't like that art style.
I liked the first Rogue Legacy's art style better, yeah.
Yeah, if it's gonna be like that, I'd rather be it a little pixely.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks.
Maybe
It looks.
on the line,
But I do think the gameplay is better than Rogue Legacy 1.
yeah,
I don't think it's terrible. I quite like this kind of style when it looks like it's been hand colored or hand drawn. Like it doesn't look too. It probably has been done
It looks
digitally,
like a
but
cartoon.
it looks. Yeah, it looks like a cartoon, but at least it's got that old school kind of cartoon look.
No.
It's not as good as something like, Cuphead, where everything looks like an actual old cartoon.
Oh, I've never played Cuphead, but that game looks so cool.
Cuphead's very difficult. Even I can't do it. It's hard. It's very hard.
Even I can't do it.
I'm good at platformers.
Even I.
I'm good at platformers.
King strikes again.
No.
I bet you I
Anyway,
could beat it.
go on then. I would like to see it. Ula Styles. Oh no, we're on Kamikaze Ice. 1812. Morgan was thinking about streaming this. Perhaps one day the chosen one will return. We do miss your daily streams. I miss them.
You didn't watch them
I did. I used to turn up and harass you all the time. Do you not remember?
every once in a while for a short period of time.
Well, the only time I didn't was if I was busy. If I had other meetings and things I had to go to, I couldn't turn up. But if I was free, if I had free time, I would have it on.
Yeah.
UlaSalsBotNet number 6. Welcome to another episode of James vs. Games.
Mm-hmm.
We should bring that back one day.
One day.
Wah wah ooh. This would be an awesome new series. Burley 182, please play some more of this, James. The original Rogue Legacy and Spelunky are some classic games from this channel's past. I was disappointed y'all never gave Spelunky 2 a shot.
Well, we played that one time where we did a race, and I really enjoyed it, but
The race lasted like 20 seconds, and it was just the video ended.
That was like a real. We gave it a real honest try. A fair shake, as they call it in the biz. I don't know. I think the we'll have to get into it later, but
Yeah,
And
we're
maybe
getting
we don't.
into
I
it.
don't.
Spelunky was always Mitch's arena, wasn't it? Really, I guess. But
Mhm.
I still think I wouldn't mind trying Spelunky. Actually, I've never actually given it a proper go. But
Oh, you would like it.
yeah, I think I would. It's me.
It's me. Poor Morgs.
Oh, it's true.
Sad boy. Bo Sox. 1806. Squirrel.
1806 squirrel.
I didn't know that. I don't remember there were being.
You don't know. It might
I don't
squirrels in
remember
this
any
game.
squirrels.
You're getting sad, but it could be me. You don't know. Earlier. Oh, I've sunk. Look how low I've sunk.
It's just a skull.
I guess we were talking
Maybe
about the skull, right?
I guess so.
I like it. It took me a really long time to realize. But Bo Sox means the Boston Red Sox.
No.
Bo Sox. Yeah, because he said something about sports in Discord, and I was like, oh, it makes a lot more sense now.
Okay.
Kamikazes. Why do noses run but feet smell?
I mean, he's here in the chat, so I would hope for an answer, but my guess would be.
He's asking us for the answer, Danny.
Well, the
Yeah, he
answer
needs an answer.
it's good. It's a good point. I just don't know what the answer would be. Why do we? Because I guess when a nose is running, it doesn't smell, and when feet have run, they start to smell.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think that the smell of feet it's a delicate balance. Like if you know it's feet, it smells really bad. But if you think it's something edible, it might actually you might think differently, you know?
No. No.
Sometimes it smells like ranch dressing, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh Jesus!
I mean, if you don't know it's feet, I'm saying as soon as you know it's feet, it's obviously bad.
Ranch dressing? Dude,
Maybe
you're
your feet
high.
don't smell like mine do.
You're high. You spent too much time in like little crash pads, smelling feet and eating ranch dressing. They got
Dreaming of ranch dressing, waking up with somebody else's foot in your mouth. Yeah, yeah.
The crash pad that I lived in right after high school, I would eat potato with barbecue sauce, baked potato with barbecue sauce every day.
That sounds not every day. It sounds good,
It's
just not
like
every
the
day.
cheapest food, yeah. And then I'd eat Totino's pizzas, those little $1 pizzas from
Uh-huh.
Winco for lunch and dinner.
Oh man, I did not like Totino's pizzas. I also went through a phase, but I never enjoyed them.
I mean, they were fine. They kept me alive.
I used to eat my poor person food that I would go to was refried beans and ramen noodles, and I put a bunch of sauce on it too. Oh, I think it was ranch sauce. Speaking of which,
Foot sauce.
foot sauce. But yeah, I'd eat that a lot. It was like a daily meal for me.
Oh. Elmana Mike 5121. Danny King must watch this. Hang in there, Uncle Morgs. Gamefront, I'm this close to firing him after seeing this. Reyes Tech 009. It's those candles, man. Willis
Come on.
I'm going to tag this moment myself just because what the actual fuck? KLJ. This really is an all-time James moment. This was nasty. And watching it back,
I
hurt.
have to admit, I normally don't get too upset with your behavior, James, but this one.
It just
This one was
the
personally
highlight of
hurtful to
James
me.
just, like not giving it.
Why did nobody
Destroys
in the
his voice.
longest time? Okay, well.
Don't even start with the argument
Don't
because
justify it. Just
What
let it
I
happen.
need somebody to give
Take
me
your
a
medicine.
montage of when anyone has told me Alexander was a jar.
How about when you were
especially-
looking
James,
at him and he's
James.
like, I'm Alexander.
James, there is footage on this channel of, remember when I did that little guest spot for you that one time on the weekend,
Uh-huh.
and we were talking about things to do, and I was asking you, have you done Alexander, the jar, the big warrior jar, the one that's stuck in the ground? Yeah, well, Alexander, the warrior jar, yeah, I know Alexander the jar. That footage exists, and then on fan mail after, and the fan mail after that, where I'm talking about Alexander the jar. What did you think he was?
Well, and
His name
we
is
had just
Alexander
talked
the
about it.
warrior jar! Fucking hell,
We talked
James!
about it in the fan mail right before we filmed this.
No, not that fan mail, was it?
Yes.
Ah.
I believe that Danny might be right that I said but the thing is when you were saying Alexander the jar that was stuck in the ground, everything about Alexander was gone, and in my head I was just like, yeah, I saw the big jar guy that was stuck in the ground. Alexander doesn't sound like a good name for a jar.
That's
And
not a
I
good
stick
excuse.
to it. It should be Jared.
Your mind
It should be
spliced out parts
Jari.
of the conversation, and so you should get a pass because your mind is gone
It
to
is.
shit.
Well,
Right,
right
you gotta
now,
start- you gotta start from
on
the
this
beginning, like
journey, you
James.
should have said we were looking for Jar Boy, or a guy that looks like a jar, or
James,
something about
shush
jar.
it. Shush.
What did you think
Shush.
this was? It's a jar with his arms folded. He's right here in the middle of the frame. Like, what did you think was happening?
It's not the LSD.
I thought that
because-
was the handle that you would pour the jar out.
Can we play this clip from the beginning? You got to go all the way from the beginning where he can't hear it.
How far back do you want to go? Like there?
I mean,
I think it's about here. I think. Yeah.
He's towards his voice.
Okay, well, I'll try to find his voice.
Do you not have stereo headphones on, or
I always listen in mono. Isn't it better for the PC?
Did it go black for you guys?
Yeah.
You gotta
Where's his
reload it,
voice?
Danny. Are you shitting me right now?
No,
you
I'm
just looked
kidding.
right at him, Danny. Reload it. Back to the beginning.
Well,
You
I'll
went
try
black.
to find
You won't go to the very beginning. Okay.
Do you not have stereo headphones on, or
I always listen in mono. Isn't it better for the PC? Right, where's his voice?
Are you shitting me right now?
No,
you
I'm
just
kidding.
looked right at him.
What?
James, I don't have the patience for your trolling. If you're trolling,
Like you can hear him so loudly.
I'm looking at him. Oh, it's the jar.
God damn it! All right, I can only do one video.
Oh, it's like a Black Mirror episode. I think it's really crazy
You can
to
hear
see.
it on the YouTube video which direction it's coming from.
Yeah, it's in stereo. I mean, but it's wild.
Ooh, I wish I had a blood pressure monitor.
Yeah, you need to get a health checkup,
I can
man.
feel the pressure going up.
You're going to die young. We all are, I think. Ralph says another blind leading the blind episode. That seems unfair, but Alexander questline is worth it. If I remember correctly, the Jarberg sighting isn't required. The lava lake is though. And then Ulasau jumps to your defense by saying, "Nah, Morgan was good, but there's only so much you can do when you're given faulty equipment."
Come on.
And Ralph says Morgan had him go to the wrong place at least twice. Use a wiki if you don't know. And then apparently I jumped in and said, to be fair, James could just consult the wiki directly at that point because it's a big game and I imagine that it's difficult to forget the details. Danny, not Morgan.
You imagine it's easy to forget, not difficult to forget the details.
Well, I mean, the perspective I'm coming from is that, you know, Morgan's played the game several times and it's a huge game and he's forgotten one or two, like, obscure details, whereas you forgot Alexander was a fucking jar.
Well, I'll tell you what, I won't forget it again.
No, you won't. I'll kill you. I will literally find you and I will kill you.
Okay, well, that's that is a threat that's
I'm-
useful in court. If I ever show up dead, you're going to be
Ralph
certainly on the
Murphy.
list.
Saddened to a slow episode.
Oh. Luis Sandoval Jr. says, I can feel every ounce of frustration in this video for Morgan. It's amazing that after 119 videos, there's no memory. He's got to be trolling, right? I mean, he is, right? And then Bosock says, yeah, I don't blame him once he put poison on his down weapon.
Okay, well, my mistake.
Danger Dad 2639. I can't wait for this walkthrough to be over so I can go back to watching Adventure Bits.
It seems like an appropriate time to...
This made me laugh extra hard, not Morgan. I wonder who was laughing at that. That's not funny, guys.
It's
You think that after this playthrough, which has been very fun for me, I would just abandon Gamefront and go back to the Adventure Bits? That's rude.
Okay.
That's a weird thing to say.
I'm nervous about the future. I can't see it.
I mean, Mikey's the only irreplaceable person.
Oh,
right?
I forgot to tell you. That was the other announcement. I don't know how true it is, but Mikey was asking me yesterday. He was like, "How many more episodes do you think there is left of Elden Ring?"
I think 20.
20? No, for real, Morgan.
That's my real guess. I think 20 videos.
Oh my god, there can't be 20 more hours in this game. This is a 150-hour game?
There isn't 20 more hours of the
No,
game.
you could-
It's just going to take you
Yeah.
20 more hours to get through it.
I beat it in like 16 hours last time I played it.
Okay, go on for the. Let's hear the special part.
Well, Mikey, do you want me to tell them why you were asking the question? I don't want to. I just thought I don't want to commit to anything if he doesn't want people to know what his plans are. But
Well, I'll read it.
No, he said no.
He says no.
all right, never mind.
Guys, 5310. James is like, Warrior Jar Alexander is a jar? Why doesn't he have an important name like Jari? How should I know he was a jar without something in his name to tell me? Morgan, you should get James a trekking burger, B&M brown bread, and some Marmite spread on some blue brain cheese should work. Can't get the good cheeses in the USA. I hear it should help his short-term memory. James also would not accept the argument that he should be made of jam because he has the word jam in his name, even though he wanted Alexander to be Jari.
Or Jared.
Jam Jar would be a great name if his name was Jam Jar or Jerry the Jar.
But we can admit that James is 100% jam, right?
Yeah, because the first three letters of his name is Jam.
Smart, and it's hard when James is high as fuck all the time.
You guys don't know me. What I should
What
do
you-
is I should do a video where I do get blazed, and then you'll see.
I'd like to see it.
That when you get high the night before, it residuals all through the next day.
No
takes-
way.
And then when you back to back that, you just keep doing it every night, then you get dumb. You're gonna get dumb during the day.
There must be one video, at least one in the annals of GameFront's archive, which goes back a good decade, where you are absolutely high as a kite. There must be at least one.
I mean, anything after 5 p.m.
The only there's a video of me playing, and it's not marijuana, it's alcohol, and I wonder if we have access to it. I should watch it again because I barely remember it. But it was that game where the guy is I take a shot of alcohol every time I die. It was called I don't remember what it was, but it was a broken
Well, it
game.
doesn't seem like it did any damage to you whatsoever. It seems like
Yeah, it seems like your memory is all there and intact, and everything was fine. I mean, Pill
it
says
was the
Call of
story of
Duty.
this guy that like crashes on an island. I
Call
think
of
it's
Duty. I
Wasn't
think
Call
Call
of
of Duty, James.
Gary's story.
What
I'm
about,
going to search. I'm going to do a search for James and drunk. Did we actually admit you were drunk in the details of the video?
I think so, but it was like I could find it's a game. I think it's called like God. Let me see if I can figure it out. I think it was on a stream though,
It's on
so I was doing it
GameFront.
live.
Okay, so it's probably not. It's probably not saved
Call of
anywhere.
Duty Fireball Whiskey Challenge.
Yes.
Oh, so it was Call of Duty. Okay.
That was a different time, but I don't think I got that drunk that time.
Gary's Incident.
Gary's incident. Oh my God, that's it. Yeah, that
Should
was a
look it
bad
up.
day. That
Does-
was a bad day.
Does that footage
Banjo
exist
Thunder.
anywhere?
Morgan is about to explode. I made the video quite funny though. Scroll them.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
You gotta.
Oh, I was looking. I was looking for the video, but
James will
that's
find it.
so good.
I'll keep him busy.
Uh,
We interrupt the Elden Ring Under 1,000 Deaths episode to bring you yet another episode of Lost 144. I love the pause Morgan made before continuing. No. Okay. Look to the go down. Back to where you were. Scroll left. Keep going further left.
Oh yeah,
God damn it.
wait, this is that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Go left. This continues to go right. Further left. Yeah.
but yeah, the reaction was priceless.
It hurts my body.
Uh,
And then Spartan, The whole he's on your right on that ledge, and then James complaining about how he's giving direction is the most James thing in this walkthrough so far. Couldn't get this man to lay off the candles if you wanted to. Spartan, never mind. The jam thing takes it. Yeah, James was mad that I was saying left and right, and was like, "No, use east, south, east, west, like directional."
As if
So I
that's going to
started
make
doing
the
that.
situation any better.
It didn't.
It
change
will
it at all.
absolutely no. Come on, come on. That did help.
Mikey, can you give Pendant the link posting permissions?
They might have found the playthrough also. I found it, but
Oh, did you find
don't
it?
really know how to share. I
Just
mean,
put
I
it in our
found
chat.
part 3.
That'll do. I just want to put you blazed on the screen for a minute, that's all.
I mean, this gets to the point where I think I get sick afterwards.
Oh, jeez. Are you actually sick? As in you're sick?
Oh yeah, I end up
I didn't know Alexander was a jar. Morgan was like, "Peace, I'm out. Save me from this misery."
Alexander the jar. Here's a jar. Here's what we're going to
Put
do.
it in the Discord.
I did. I popped it into the GameFront LTD. I could put it into. That's part 3. I didn't get a chance to look for part 1.
It's fine as long as you. I
would
cut
say if you
six.
just cut towards the end.
Oh, it's not loaded. Ooh, this game looks like trash.
Get back to that corner. Get back to that corner.
It's 9 years old.
Where's the corner?
You can tell he's gone.
Where's the corner? Good damn it!
Oh, Jesus.
Yo.
Okay, I feel like I'm ready to throw up.
You can tell he's struggling there, man.
Oh god.
Oh, no. How were you allowed to drink?
Take a little
We got this.
I think what I ended up doing is saying that I would take a sip every time because I had gotten so many shots that I said that, well, now I have to take a sip because the game was broken. The game was absolutely broken.
I was stuck in a fucking rock.
We should do a game from commentaries on this. This is brilliant. I genuinely don't understand. Did you not have? There was no health and safety department, right? In your building, or what?
No,
Like, I mean,
this was probably right when we started working from home, and I thought it would be really funny to do this because it's the story of somebody. I think it's like an alcoholic. I don't remember the time, but I think the story was that he crashes on some island and he's like an alcoholic, but he has no more alcohol or something, and like maybe he had just a little bit and he's like going to go through detox on the island. That might be not correct, but what I do remember is there was things that were completely broken, like you'd respawn inside of a death trap, and like at that point in time it's just like I can't do this anymore. And yeah,
which part is the platforming part? It was there more than 3 parts?
I don't know. I think there might have been more, but like I know that when I finally quit the walkthrough, it was like it was a broken game, and I was like, I cannot go further because I'm just gonna be sitting here killing myself with alcohol.
Because this just feels like you spawning into rocks and then getting absolutely sozzled. Like nothing else is actually happening. Like it's literally just
yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
Oh, that last part's got to be great. It says I owe you all a drink. This is where I can't do it anymore.
It's obviously pretty cheap what they're doing. Kill a couple here, and then immediately save. Save game. I'm gonna save again just in case.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's happening in it, but something was broken.
Okay. This seems like a gold mine I'm going to look into later. Did we read Lewis at the top?
Yes.
I think we did. Cool. Thank you, Morgan, for keeping us on track, my friends. This is Jurassic World Evolution.
I was surprised how
2.
popular this became. I'm planning on this week. I'm super busy, but I'm planning on streaming this game because it seems like a fun
Don't
one.
just say that. Don't just throw it out there. Win. You have to tell them win so that they know when to show up.
I gotta figure it out.
You always
Tonight
say
I
that.
teach.
Just
Tomorrow I coach. Wednesday's
No.
Bear Supply. Thursday night's my first night free.
No.
So maybe Thursday night.
No, not a maybe.
We'll see.
Just don't say it.
Okay, I won't say it. But wouldn't it be nice?
Mikey says, remember when
we were
he tried to
younger?
do a Jurassic World series and it flopped harder than GPW?
And we don't have to wait so long.
Oh, Mikey.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older. Yeah. Both Sox 2K1. This is where I figured out that he was a Boston Red Sox fan. Yankees hat. What the F, dude?
You know, I honestly didn't like. Now I know it's a Yankees hat, but I never really realized it was in a Yankees hat when I bought it. I just thought it had some cool symbols. You know, I was won over because it was a brown hat, and that's like my favorite color. So.
To be honest, you see a lot of people walking around, even in this country, wearing New York Yankees hats, and they probably don't have a fucking clue who the New York Yankees are. Like, they just wear it because they like the hat.
Well, it's like anyone that's been to New York
will buy the hat. Yeah, probably.
Well, in my mind, it was a New York hat. I didn't know it was a New York Yankees hat. I associated that design with New York. Not a baseball fan, sorry.
That's probably what it is people go to New York and they buy that hat. And then, anyway.
Mismanagement Sim, 11:30, Clever Girl.
What happens at 11:30?
Oh, man, it's a nightmare.
Ooh, are those all dead dinosaurs?
No, there are two dinosaurs that I have to that I'm coming in to fix this park.
They've been tranquilized.
It's actually not even a park. The storyline is that these are like dinosaur poachers, and they're like abusing dinosaurs. So I'm coming in to straighten it out. And I'm supposed to sedate them and put them in these cages and fix the cages. But I wake them back up, and now they're running around again. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Let's see.
Great. So you set some dinosaurs on loose. Good job, James.
Well, they were loose when I got there, so don't harm, no foul. I did end up. I got there and they were loose, and there was a bunch of broken fences.
That's like saying, well, I didn't succeed in my mission, but it isn't any worse, so everything's okay. No.
Welcome to Jurassic's That's Not What I Meant to Do Park, the self-described ugliest park in the world. 4353. James is shocked that animals need room for more than 10 steps to live their life. Ooh.
Well, I guess you two live in such. I guess you two live in such small apartments that you know. I'm sure animals do live in larger confinement than
James's
you
apartment is massive compared to mine.
It's huge. It's got 2 rooms.
It's wider and it has an extra room. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's got 3 rooms because the kitchen. Well, the bathroom's a room.
Actually, yeah, it has 2 extra rooms. Well, my whole apartment's like less wide than yours, but probably
is your toilet in the middle of one of the rooms?
Yeah, no, it's not.
That can't be true.
That's a lot more than 10 steps. Look at that giant place.
It's pretty big.
You know what I've been playing is Minecraft. I'm back, baby.
Oh, can we do Minecraft show? Please.
I don't think so.
Why?
Sorry. Minecraft show has too much hype and never goes anywhere because everyone's just like blah, 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 the whole time.
No.
That's what I like about it.
I had a great idea for what we could do. We could start a new world, and we can spawn in at the coordinates of 0, 0, 0. So like right in the middle. And then it doesn't matter which direction we go in, but the idea is to see how far we can get away from 0 coordinates before we die.
Every Minecraft show, just running in a direction and never getting anything.
No, but the idea is to survive long enough to get as far away as possible, because then when we die, that's the end of it. Like, it ends because we're dead. But whatever the coordinates are at that point is our score, right?
On James's Dark Souls.
We could call it Minecraft Show: The Origin Story.
Yeah, you guys can make it. Go for it.
Okay, the Stars button says, James, Dinosaurs Management Sim. I must have made someone up there real happy to receive such a treat. A treat such as this. Same thing.
It's a fun game. I like theme park sims. I like SimCity. I think Skylines is a lot of fun. I just can't imagine how anybody would want to watch someone else play it because it's such a slow-paced game.
Well, look at all the obvious mistakes you made. That's what they're looking for.
I mean, those weren't obvious mistakes. They were control issues.
Lies of P. I played this game. I recorded about 2 hours of footage. I just couldn't find enough time to edit it. So I'm glad that you guys got something up about it. I am not going to play this game when it comes out.
Yeah, I did say like it was funny how I think you recorded some footage for it, and then Zach was getting upset with me because I kept saying to him that you'd recorded it, so I wasn't going to do it because I didn't want to step on your toes. So he was like, "I'm going to do it if you're not going to do it." So then Zach went and recorded it, and then he did exactly the same.
Finding time to edit it.
That's what he said.
Was like, "Hey, do you want me to edit it? Like, or do you want me to make a video? Because like I know that you recorded something." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have time to edit it. You make a video."
But the wild thing is, he went and recorded it and then said that he didn't have time to edit it and then just didn't edit it. So he did exactly the same thing you did.
Yeah.
And you wanted to edit it and make it like a preview style video instead of like a let's play video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the difficulty.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, I just couldn't find a couple hours to sit down where I wasn't like.
You should have said, man, I'd have had a crack at it. But,
the editing? Yeah. I should have. Yeah.
Anyway, I liked it. I think it's a little bit harder than Dark Souls because it's very close in mechanics, but then the dodge is a little bit. I'm told the dodge is more like Sekiro than it is Dark Souls, really, or Bloodborne, really. Okay, I haven't played Bloodborne.
It's not like Sekiro. Because the pairing isn't that good either, and like it really just wants you to play a dex build. I chose the two-handed sword, and I don't think it really did it.
Yeah, I tried strength.
Did you guys beat the first boss at least?
No. I got close. But I didn't actually beat the first boss. But I mean, apparently they're saying they're going to try and listen to the feedback and fix a bunch of stuff. So by the time the actual game comes out, it might have changed a lot. So I'm willing to give it another go when it comes out. But because there was a lot I like the art style, the setting, the story, the whole has a lot going for it. Yeah.
I don't even think they needed to make it like the Pinocchio overlay. I don't think they needed it at all. Like they could have just been like, "This is a doll man," and just not.
I suppose so.
Because I was expecting when I died for my nose to grow, and when it didn't happen, I was pissed.
Wait a second. You're telling me that the nose doesn't grow when you die?
Yeah.
I guess it would have taken away some of the seriousness of the.
Thing I
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand how serious a very long nose can get.
Yeah.
If you could then use it as a weapon, that would be like, if you could parry with it.
Every time.
Yeah.
You should parry with the nose. That's what you should do. Anyway.
So does his nose ever grow from anything?
I mean,
that I know about. I mean, we'll see.
It is only a demo, so it doesn't.
I would give it a
maybe
shot.
Pinocchio's a common name, and it's us that makes it to do with that character.
No, it's specifically based on the Pinocchio books. That's why it's like a dark fantasy.
But the nose doesn't grow. Maybe in the real book that it's also possible that maybe the original book his nose didn't grow. Maybe that's possible. Because I know, like, in The Little Mermaid, it was a little different. Like, when you read the actual book, it's not that she lost her voice. It was that her tongue was cut out. So maybe the story's been, that we've read and heard as kids has been Disneyfied.
Yeah, it's true. They're making a good point in the chat that it was just the demo. I just don't know. Based off the demo, I wouldn't pay full price for it if it's coming out at full price.
The other thing as well is apparently in the books, his nose does grow, but only on 4 occasions. So it could be that it'll grow as the story progresses, as opposed to something player controlled.
Yeah.
But I agree with Spartan. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a demo, so I think, and apparently they're going to take a lot of, like, the final release is way out. So.
You know what would be really freaky is if instead of it growing longer like everybody thinks, what if it stretched further and further across his face? So he almost looked like, in the movie Beetlejuice where there's that character that has the giant nose and it's his whole head. Like that would be a more freaky looking Pinocchio. If his whole head became a nose.
I imagine, yeah, maybe. I imagine that whatever they do, it'll have a darker, grittier tone as opposed to just having a comedy nose coming out of his face, but we'll see.
Brad Hahn, Pinocchio is a pretty anime boy. Kamikaze slides of the Dinocchio, son of Zacetio, trader of pain.
Instead of
Liker Oh,
Yeah, Danocchio, son of
Zacchio.
Zacchettio, I imagine it says, but
Ketio.
it's Italian, I believe.
Trader of paint, liker of NASCAR.
Who likes NASCAR?
I don't like NASCAR, but Zach was saying that because I just like to trade paint with enemies all the time. That I must be a fan of NASCAR because that's all they do in NASCAR.
Brad Hahn, I'm conflicted about this game. It does some things really well, but some other things absolutely terrible. I love the setting and the enemies, but I hate the weapon durability. Yeah, that was annoying. The combat feels good when you're on the offense, but defensively it's awful. I really like the way you can customize your weapons, but I hate the game railroads you into Sekiro-style perfect pairing. It's an RPG with upgradable stats and customizable weapons, but only one effective playstyle. Why? Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well.
From my understanding, when the full game comes out, it's a microtransaction to get your durability back up. It's really cheap though. It's like only $1. It's $1 to fix your sword.
That's not true.
Would that not be insane? That's got to be the direction of the gaming business, though. When you start looking at how microtransactions have changed throughout the years, wouldn't that be a frustrating thing? In the demo, my sword keeps breaking so quick. Oh, don't worry, you can fix it when the game comes out. You just quick microtransaction.
That's pretty much how mobile games already operate. Sometimes anyway, scarily enough. So I mean, it was like that Dungeon Keeper re-release on mobile where you could only dig 1 block a day unless you paid to dig quicker. Shit like that.
Brad Hahn, beating this boss is only a third of the way through. Kamikaze Ice, 10 minutes, the essence of Danny King.
I don't appreciate being linked to timestamps of my mistakes. I mean, it's
your essence,
he was trying to teach you, but Danny did not want to learn. Danny said, "No, I will not learn," said the Danny King.
Shit.
This is rough.
I think it was Zach's diatribe to which we were talking about.
2553 sounds like a jump for AI artists.
2553.
James, have you been using the Bing image creator?
No.
That's the best one, I think, for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Paint me like one of your French girls, Jack.
I don't want to I don't want to see Zach painted like one of his French girls, frankly.
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he
that sounds like it actually does sound
mostly naked. Why wouldn't I?
It's nothing we haven't seen before. That's true. Yeah, and I suppose the painting can only be an improvement. Nice Drinks says the game plays more like Sekiro or Bloodborne. Blocks and parries work way better than dodges. There is a rally mechanic that lets you regain health after you block, so being aggressive is a better way to play than backpedaling and dodging. Definitely needs some polish, but there is an interesting game in there. I am going to be following this one while I wait for Elden Ring DLC. And then I says, I really dislike the dodge in this game because it got stuck on bigger enemies' hitboxes a few times. For example, of 4533, Danny got stuck on one of the enemy's arms and he's blocked by both. That's true. So if we go to 45.
Yeah, the dodge is not... I don't know if they just need to up the invincibility frames or what, but it's not as clean as... a Souls.
Yeah, it's like the hitboxes. Like I get stuck here where I couldn't physically
just the chaos.
I know. Well, Zach's just swing, roll, do something, but the game because it thought I was wedged between two enemies, it wouldn't actually let me
you couldn't roll out of that.
It wouldn't let me move. Yeah, you know what I mean? It was weird.
While I dislike it, it does seem pretty realistic. It's going to be hard to get out of that if you've got surrounded by enemies.
That's probably fair, but
the next time I'm a come to life puppet cyborg with a two-handed sword fighting a robot dog and robot English cop, then I'll remember the realism from this game.
I know. It's like saying why don't we drive in video games and follow the speed limit and stop all the stop signs and because it's just not
realistic part of Harry Potter.
Anyway, easier and safer for me to do the block parry instead of dodging or rolling. I'm bad at block parry gameplay. James is better at Sekiro than I am. Wow.
That's really incredible to hear.
That's shocking.
Pill says, first of all, sorry, that's my fault. Great face camera.
First of all,
First of all,
great camera window placement. Great job. Feels weird how it's Bill explains everything becoming a thing. Anyways, yeah, dodge is very weird. It has iframes, but the timing feels like you're predicting attack. So you dodge not the moment attack's supposed to hit you. You dodge earlier as if you're parrying in Dark Souls 2. Also, considering pathetically short distances you cover when dodging. If you mistime the dodge, it's almost a guaranteed hit. So it's more rewarding to try and parry instead, or just block attacks. After playing demo, seeing it being played too, and checking out Noewiz game library, no idea what that is.
The developer.
What was that?
Noewiz is the developer of the game.
Oh, cool. Great job, Noewiz. I'm convinced that it's there yet another lookalike game, specifically Lies of P. While it has some relatively original ideas and parts that copied well, developer ultimately fails to understand why things that worked for original worked on one hand and on another. Souls-like fans are masochists, so it's a perfect gameplay loop to copy for somewhat subpar imitation. I don't know if I read that very well, but I did the best I could in the moment.
I think what he's trying to say is that the developer is trying to copy the Souls-like experience without fully understanding the secret sauce that makes it good. Which is probably fair, and I imagine there's a reason why all these Souls clones don't do as well.
I think that the thing that people miss out on, besides just the combat, is like the different levelings and like the amount of balancing it takes to get like a magic, archery, dex, strength, faith, like, and have different paths and combinations without one being completely overpowered. And so while there is leveling mechanics in this, it's like very, very simplified. And that's usually what it is for me. I'm like, oh, the leveling doesn't matter.
That's probably it. Like, it's probably a monumental effort to make something on the scale of certainly Elden Ring. Like, it's difficult to replicate, and when all these smaller studios take a swing at it, it's never gonna quite hit, I guess.
But why wouldn't you just copy it 1-to-1 and just change faith to like cleric, or like change? You know, you could, because all that stuff is based off of whatever, like Lord
just because of all the moving parts, right? Like every single, like if you can level up your character in a million different ways, and you have different ways of approaching things, like you say, like it's like, you know, dex or strength or faith or whatever, and you've got all these different mechanics, and then every time you design a boss, or every time you design an area, or every time you do anything, you've got to consider all of these different potential approaches and how the game should not be broken when whatever the combination is, and you kind of end up on this branching path of logic that you probably have to account for, that a big studio can tackle, and a smaller studio will probably overwhelm themselves pretty easily by doing that. It's probably more complicated than it seems on the surface.
Bill pointed out something that I saw too when I was playing it. It's hilarious how Lies of P even copies Bloodborne NPC interaction, literally talking to a shadow in the window. You talk to a lady through a window exactly like you do in Bloodborne.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, when things which is a shame, because like I say, the setting and stuff is great. But having said that, I mean, like, if you want to be really critical, like, I know it's in the public domain now, like Zach rightly pointed out, but even the story is not technically original. That's what I'm
saying. They didn't need the Pinocchio overlay. Like, they could have just made Dark Fantasy Boy and wrote their own story.
But even then, it wouldn't be original.
Story.
I guess
it would be more original.
I mean, it could be something.
Yep.
The story doesn't have to be that good if the gameplay is fun. No one really cares.
Well, isn't part of the thing with Dark Souls is the lore? I know James refuses to do lore videos, but isn't lore kind of the half the fun?
No, the thing with Dark Souls, and this is another layer of complexity, is that you can either seek it out, you're like very interested in it, so you go and find all of the little things to read and like put the pieces together to have the story told to you, or you just like the combat in the game and you play through it and you skip the lore, which is how I play because I don't really care for the story. I know it's good, but I just like the game.
It's true.
Well, there's a
apart
certain
from the
level
Onion
of-
Knight and Alexander, I don't have a fucking clue what's happening in those games.
Are you
sorry,
sure
There's
about
a
that?
certain level of like authenticity that comes with it, even if you're not going to dive in and eat the lore, knowing that it is all thought out and everywhere around you kind of gives you a sense of like, well, I'm in a world that follows at least its own set of rules.
Yeah, I mean, you're a hollowed or a tarnished. You know that you're like you woke up in this place and you're in some kind of a loop. Like that's enough.
Some kind of a loop.
Uh,
I don't
also,
think the
820
videos that I made for it actually played Return. And good God, does it have a great gameplay loop. But I don't want to get into it. I shouldn't say much. 'cause it
I
has-
know exactly what you're talking about. Brad Hahn, also at 820, notice the enemy health bar starts to glow white. When this happens, smack them with a charged heavy attack to stagger them and get a critical hit.
That's
Yeah, I'm glad for that clarification because I noticed it was happening and I noticed that I could turn it to my advantage, but I wasn't quite sure how I was doing it. So actually understanding the mechanic is very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I staggered a couple of times, but even when you get the critical hit, it doesn't do as much damage as you would think it does. I think there's some definite balancing issues because that first boss was like hard for no reason. Like the hardness that it was giving you was not like I don't know. It just felt
Yeah,
unfair.
it felt like I could get through the first half of that boss fairly easily once I figured out electric did a ton of damage to him. But I struggled with phase 2. But like even with not the first boss, but like the first tougher enemy you come across, like the guy in the once you unlock the gate and you kind of get through, and you come across like the first mini boss, if you like, or whatever you want to call him. There were times where like I would just absolutely railroad through it like it was no problem, and then there were other times where it was just really hard, and I can't really quite figure out why. Why it was so inconsistent. It was weird. Probably because I'm shit at the game. Ken Eric says, Brad says, another cool mechanic is if you perfect parry enough times, you can break the enemy's weapon. I did notice that. That was pretty cool.
Cool.
That's awesome. I think that should be something that's put into more games because it makes sense.
Yeah, especially if it can happen to you, right? Like it only seems fair. Ken Eric says, great work, guys. Very promising game. And the developers have said they're going to fix any negative feedback based on the demo. So there you go.
We'll see.
See what happens. I think it's worth another swing. Yeah, that's what I mean. There might be so much. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's worth giving it another shot when it's out, though.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I mean, because the feedback is that they're going to read is going to be like, hey, we really just want this to be Bloodborne 2. Can you do that for us? And they're going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
no, maybe.
We fixed it. It's Bloodborne 2.
I think obvious things that they can fix, like they might make dodging a bit better. They might make getting stuck in collision boxes a bit better. Like there are things they can fix that they probably will. But like if you're expecting the game to be completely different, probably not.
Yeah.
And then finally, it's Elden Ring 121. Ray Azteca says, hello.
What's up?
Oh, so
That
you
was
admit that's you.
Morgan.
Okay.
I did.
Got him.
Busted.
Damn it. 843. Yeah.
What
Or is
happens?
that yeah?
Maybe it's a Let's get some context. 843.
Please make it 1080. There we go. Yes. That's the noise your brain makes when you.
I was trying to remember how to get there. There's a lot of pressure not to forget things on camera.
152. Jeez, James.
152 what?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Dark Pages, his guess is looking good as it stands, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
Very good.
it's going to be
I think
close.
he's right on the money.
Possibly.
You know that he like paid a psychic to tell him. He's like, if I spend $20 on this psychic, I'll get a $70 controller.
which I can then sell for $10. 'Cause it's-
Dark Page 2016, pretty good, James. Hula Styles, botnet. When is Morgan going to play a game again? He
It's
retired
me.
a while
Tired
ago
ago.
After
after
ta-
taking an arrow in the shoulders. Yeah,
Oh.
my shoulder has actually been good, but I don't know if it's because I haven't been. But then I gave myself golfer's elbow, which is now also fixed. But I was playing too much golf.
If you've got bad shoulders, is golf a good game or a bad game to take up?
Well, it's good to get stronger.
But do you not risk re-injuring the injury, as it were?
I mean,
'Cause
you'd
I
live
am-
in a bubble if that was the case. You don't
Well,
wanna-
sure, but I mean, Steve the Ghost says, "Love reading the comments about James being cheap with Tish, as if people have never used anything cheap in these games." Lol.
Thank
Steve,
God.
God.
Somebody. Thank you, Steve.
Let us have our little fun.
I mean, it's true. I mimicked my way through half that game. It isn't fair.
Oh, I
to-
roasted the second half of this game the first time I played through with mimics with just the cheesiest cheese. It was beautiful.
A 3 cheese pizza. Ralph says, 1659, let those who have never cheesed cast the first stone.
So this is Dark Page saying only a few bosses left. James, the home stretch.
Yeah, you're about
Yeah,
20
20
videos
videos
left.
worth of
Yeah,
bosses.
about
20 is not the home stretch. That's still like another
20 hours, yeah.
10%. That's more
I
than
think
10%.
I think there's 3 bosses that will take at least 3 videos a piece, and you have to get to all of those bosses.
3 videos apiece. That dragon only took 2 videos. So you're saying
Yeah.
3 bosses that are harder than that dragon?
Well, here's the thing: how many dragons have you fought through this game, and why was that one so hard? You should have
That-
railroaded through that guy.
That guy was real hard because
You've been
I don't-
training 120 videos to beat that dragon.
that dragon was so hard. I don't like him. I hate dragons. I hate flying creatures that have huge areas of effect. I like enemies that have small areas of effect.
Yeah, of course.
I reckon the final boss is a 5 video minimum.
No. Danny,
Minimum.
take that back.
No, minimum. I think it took
Well,
me like
counting-
2 or 3 streams, maybe, something like that.
And were you going away from the boss and coming back, or just 2 or 3 streams straight back to back boss fights?
I think a good solid 2 back-to-back boss fights, yeah. Probably a good 5 or 6 hours.
I'm the first one that he meets is gonna wreck him. When he gets there, he has to get there too. And then the next one that he meets, and I'm counting it as several, it is gonna wreck him. And then the one he meets after that is gonna wreck him.
Come on, guys.
Well, because it progressively strips away your ability to cheese. So when you can't cheese when you get to towards the end, what do? Rely on the skills that you've been building?
I think it's good that he's been trying not to cheese, actually. I know he has a little bit, but, you know, he hasn't used the Mimic Tear too much. Although I hear it on the grapevine, Tish is even more OP than the Mimic Tear.
It
Yeah,
can't be.
it's me. Morgan is 100% right. Thank you. Tish hard carried you through all of these bosses. You would have passed the 1,000 deaths mark long ago if you didn't use her. That Black Flame attack she uses is so nasty, it just takes away so much health from the bosses in an instant. She's way more broken than the Mimic Tier IMO. Agreed, way more cheap than Mimic Tier.
Jesus.
26, even True Insanity. Methinks you deserve to go to that door under the sewers, the Get Naked door. P.S. How can you really know how many hits it takes to proc blood and frost if you never use it? That
What
was
do you
making me so
mean?
mad. James's math. 26 even. Alright, so it'd be True Insanity if you didn't get him this time, right?
Absolutely true insanity.
I must get him this time,
What
right?
would I be doing with my life if I couldn't kill him after this many tries and knowing the secret easy way to beat him?
I can't help I don't think you did. It's only 26 minutes into an hour and 13-minute video.
Yeah, there's no way
Wow.
you could have done. Because, I mean, if I skip ahead like a good chunk, are you still doing it?
Well, then no, I'm not still doing it. I end up beating a whole second boss in this video.
Well, you're doing it 10 minutes later.
No, that's him sitting at the fire. Maybe he did beat it. Was that the time that he beat it? No,
This
I
is
think it must have been.
this was 5 minutes later at 30.
he did. Ice remembers he did beat the boss.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Good job,
And
James.
then I beat a whole nother boss.
Good job, James.
Beating that other boss was the one that was surprising to me because I did think that was going to take you a number of videos. Mikhail Rose, great jobs, Tish. Also, Jabs, have any idea what is going on plot wise?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
I
going
like how all
crazy.
all the answers are no. Even Google's like, he doesn't know.
I think Not That I Know Of is the best one. Because that's like not really the correct way to answer that. So what's happening is I burnt that tree down, right? And it was kind of a point of no return. I probably made a mistake. And all these other bosses are blocking the crown to become the Elden King. Kind of like the end of Mega Man 1 where you beat all the bosses separately and then there's there's the mirror version of you. No, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on.
Moving on.
Kamikaze says, if Danny has a dog, I bet Danny takes it for a walk at the pond, only to be attacked by the ducks. That's what he gets for having a purebred dog.
So what does this even mean?
Because when you go feed the ducks, you feed them bread. And he's saying that's what you get for having a purebred dog.
Oh,
And it's because I told Danny a joke where the punchline was purebred, and he like could not understand that there was two meanings to the word.
I
bread.
actually only just got it now. That's why I replied with, I do not have a dog.
But you the sad part is that you did get it at one point because we were talking about it at another time, and you're like, oh, now I get it. So then you've forgotten.
It's because it's I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's just
you got to stop smoking so much pot, Danny.
I know. It's all the drugs. But I don't have a dog anyway, so it's not funny.
Well, I was all worried because I'm sitting over here being like, geez, I don't know if I should say this, but I think they're thinking of my dog because I got a purebred dog. And then I start thinking, God, what are the ducks going to do to it?
You got a purebred dog from the shelter?
I didn't get it from a shelter.
You went to a puppy mill?
We went to the biggest puppy mill in town. We we waited for Bunker to drop off the conveyor belt from the big...
I'm waiting for Aaron's fist to just come through and punch me right in the face. I know how hard she hits. I don't want it.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a video of you almost getting your eye taken out by her.
Yeah, did that scar? I think it scarred a little bit.
It couldn't have scarred. It didn't look like it made contact.
She tore my whole hand open. You don't remember that?
Oh, yeah, but you got away lucky
heel,
because that's not what I was worried about. That heel was
I
centimeters.
It with my hand.
That heel was centimeters from your eyeball.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, Aaron, like we did one take and I was like, hey, Aaron, that was too rough. We got to take it easy next time. That message was not received.
No.
She went harder the second time. I'm like, she's fighting me in this pool. That's not acting.
That's
maybe she
acting.
just he's letting out pent up frustrations or something.
On me? Fight
Yeah.
James.
Well, maybe she doesn't like you. Maybe she's jealous.
Well, that's what the whole
what?
That was the point of the whole video.
Jealous of your bromance with James.
And Jack.
I mean that was the point of the whole video.
Yeah, I kind of remember watching this film. I don't remember where it came up somewhere, but was it like someone was in the shower or something, and then like someone just walked in and stuff. There was like I was watching that. I was thinking, the fuck is this film these guys have made?
Honestly, I've gone back and watched the entire series, and I stand behind it as one of the best things I've ever.
It was actually, I mean, I kept watching it, so it was entertaining, but it was like, like when you're watching a car crash in slow motion, it was like that. No, it wasn't that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole point, right? The tension of like, they needed a place to stay, but like,
they needed a place to stay.
trying to F those guys.
It was so uncomfortable.
so
like
bad.
there was parts of it that was so uncomfortable. It was just. I
a
can't.
lot of hugging.
Spartan would like to know if Punket was bread, what would it be? I'm thinking marble rye.
Probably marble rye.
And Kamikaze thinks canned bread. I'm not sure canned bread is a thing. Can you get bread in a can?
Oh yeah,
I have never had it, but I've heard of it. So
It's a real thing.
Why
I've
would
had
why?
it.
Oh,
Nasty.
you guys, man, putting bread in a fucking can. What is wrong with?
Hey, put
Hey,
anything in a can if you give us enough money.
it's true. Kamikaze Eyes says, unbeknownst to Morgan, he was smiling and looking satisfied for the 900th death.
I watched this clip. You look so smug,
Did
and
I?
you're so happy.
Did I?
It was even before the death happened. You knew it was coming, and it was number 900.
Were you talking smack all the way up to it?
I was probably just saying, Morgan, I appreciate you being here with me and helping me so kindly.
Let's go back a few seconds just to get context.
Oh, this is not good. No. No. There it is. Fuck.
We'll never know. Pick those runes up.
Huh?
Oh, because you didn't pick the runes up.
We'll never know because you didn't pick those runes up.
It was that sideways smile you had first that really bothered me.
I think
when I watched it. It was.
he could see it
looked
coming.
like a Dick Cheney smile.
They should have got me to play Dick Cheney instead of old.
Oh, you would have done a great job.
Yeah, and you should have played my my hunting buddy.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Just one shotgun blast in the face, one time.
One time.
One time. It's a movie. It's for a movie.
It's just nice to see you smile on one of these videos, to be fair. So, Dan loves watching Tisha's expert walkthrough.
You take that back.
A rare Pokemon indeed. I've never seen. I
James
barely
never
see you
comments.
comment. But I
He
mean,
doesn't like comments.
you call him out hard enough, he will do it.
Yeah.
Kamikaze says, I don't know which is more difficult for James. A, trying to cast with the blue line, or B, not getting interrupted when trying to cast Dragon Breath. Have you considered
if only
using
he had
pots?
something bastard. Yeah, I mean, I did consider using pots. I think this person's joking because every time I think about it, I'm turned away from it. And then in retrospect, I always hear like, "Oh, Melina could have been stopped with pots," and like now it's like I don't know which of the bosses this person's talking about, but the pots sound like they would have been great. But I keep being told pots are not good.
Because you can't use them.
I can't personally.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you're gonna switch around between items and then like use the pot enough times to like do whatever you're trying to do, poison them or freeze them or bleed them or whatever, and then switch back to your items and heal and dodge and then put your weapon on and attack with your weapon. You're gonna do that?
I'm gonna try. I want to try.
So you mean he pulls all the pots in to get the effect and then just basically does anything other than attack and use up the...
Well, he'll hit him with a pot or whatever, and then he'll run away for 5 minutes so that all of the effect goes away, and then they'll hit him
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. Like,
Are
he
you
has
sure
weapons
about
that
that?
Do that, and he won't even do it with the weapon. So I don't know why he would do it with a pot.
Pelagius.
Tisha's on the roll. She's crossing boss names off the list like a blue line crossing James's skills and spells. Can't wait to see James fight his own signature build.
Well, so what's interesting is that looks like a spoiler, but haven't I already fought my signature build when I fought the Mimic tier?
You'll see.
Okay.
Morgan should do a playthrough with items only. Do arrows count as items?
I don't know.
Great news.
I don't know.
I don't know if arrows count as items, but the problem is the bow counts as a weapon.
It's another week, and
Wow.
it's another fan mail in the bag.
God, that was fun, guys, huh?
It only took an hour
God,
and
that
40
was-
minutes as well.
Mhm.
Great job.
You didn't like that, James.
Sorry. Did not like that. I felt like I was being ridiculed, demeaned. But you know what? I think I'm going to prove everybody wrong later today when I crush at least one of these bosses that you think is going to hold me up.
I mean, I think people only say things like this because they care about you. They want you to get better. If they really didn't like you, they wouldn't turn up.
We just want you to go and get the help that you need.
It's like an intervention.
Think
of
is
this.
all the help I need.
Think of this as like,
No.
Alcoholics Anonymous, right? You're turning up every Monday to hear the things you need to hear so that you can then go into life a better man.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
And next week, maybe you'll use NVIDIA Broadcast to green screen out.
Okay. All right.
Oh no. He can't green screen anyway because there's like a corner of white in the corner.
It'll still do it. NVIDIA.
Oh yeah, because it just is it when you use NVIDIA Broadcast then and you put green behind you, does it just make it even better than?
It just makes it even better.
Like you can see a little green on my.
Yeah. I was watching a Linus Tech Tips video the other week where the guy bought like a proper hardware, like, you know, the kind of thing that the TV stations use to do the weather, like a proper chroma key setup. And I looked at it and I thought, we're operating on two different levels here. Like, we're never going to achieve a green screen that nice in our entire lives.
It's late.
AI can get as good as it likes.
Which capture card to get?
I tried it with the Xbox, but I just have a very cheap and cheerful USB capture card that's only about the size of a thumbstick. And I plugged the Xbox into it, and it works just fine.
Mine's like that big.
Yeah, it's not massive.
It's fine?
It works. I mean, the only downside is the fact that you obviously have the latency, right? So, like, there is a noticeable latency.
Yeah, and I have the Elgato HD 60.
Yeah.
Which is like a fairly new one.
I mean, I think like if you're capturing other things other than video games, the cheap and cheerful one's probably great. And at a pinch, the cheap and cheerful one will probably work if it's not competitive. But like, you really need one that has the pass through, so that you can plug a raw feed that isn't being processed straight into a monitor. So you've got a lag-free feed. So basically, I think I'll go. Mikey's probably more of an expert on this than me. He's got that set up, but you want one that's got like a pass through basically, so you can capture it and you can pass it straight through without lag.
Well, that's what I'm using is the pass through.
Yeah, exactly. But do you plug the pass through into the recorder and play on the laggy feed?
Yeah. No, I play off of the pass through. Like there's no lag when I'm playing in.
Yeah, I think the lag is on the PC side anyway. It's kind of like the PC processing the signal. So, it's yeah. But having said that, like, I mean, even with the cheap and cheerful one I've got, it wasn't unplayable, but it was noticeable. But the reason why it was good for the Nintendo Switch is because the Nintendo Switch, you can just kind of look at the screen anyway. It was like, okay.
What do we know about an internal capture card? Wouldn't that be even better?
I don't with with USB-C and stuff these days and USB 3, it's probably not worth messing around doing that. It's probably make a difference.
They look way cheaper.
I mean, if you want to do it that way, just make sure you've got room, because like I put a 2.5 gigabit networking card in this, and because my graphics card is so big, it fits, but it's snug. So you want to check if you've got a chunky card. You've got a free PCI slot to use.
I mean, I'm not gonna get anything now because I'm probably gonna wait a little bit and then get it like a 4060 like pre-built maybe in the next 6 months.
Nice.
I think it's time.
Spartan recommends the Live Gamer Portable 2, which James has got, and apparently has no issues.
Yeah, that is the one that I have. I've had it for a few years now.
Nice.
And the nice thing about that one is you actually don't even need a PC. Like, if you wanted, you could just record it all straight to the the actual AverMedia, but then you wouldn't have a camera if you're doing it like that. But you can have your microphone plugged into it. You can have it as, and I remember using it when I went to E3. Actually, they allowed me to capture a couple different things with it. So it's nice to be able to take places.
No, they're only about $100. That's not too bad.
It has internal memory.
You have to buy a flash card, but yeah, you can make it have eternal memory.
Like an SD card?
Yeah, you just put an SD
little,
card in. It looks like
I have a 128 gig SD card in there, and I haven't used it since the beginning of COVID when we were recording when I was in Crystal Lake. But I used to record like that.
Would the AverMedia Live Gamer Extreme 2 GC550 plus DV482 game capture box be better?
If it's newer, then I mean, I think that there's no way they made their product worse over years. If it's a newer one, I bet you it's better. But I don't know. I will stand behind the AverMedia LG.
Yeah, because I feel like the Elgato is overpriced for what it is.
I think that they were like they were pretty big in the beginning, and I think they got outpaced by the competitors. Because I think the Elgato at one point in time was the best of the capture cards.
yeah, but I mean, you're probably paying for brand at this
Blackmagic
point.
capture card. Yeah.
Yeah, Blackmagic, I remember.
But now Blackmagic makes all these like really high-end cameras. So, and maybe they always did, but I just only recently started seeing that the Blackmagic has like digital cameras that they do.
Nice. Well, we're going to go, but thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll possibly be back next week. We might not.
With a little bit of luck.
It's always a dice roll. But see you soon.